And hello there! Let's get your week going just right with the right mix of news and conversations. Now, whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to Beautiful Day.
And we have a jam-packed Monday ahead of us today, and we are so excited to bring that all for you. But before anything else, you got a chance to greet her yesterday. I haven't, so congratulations, Monique Tuzon, our former friend. Okay, for now, we're gonna consider her a normal friend, okay? Because she is newly engaged to Cam.
Yes.
A 7-year plus long relationship. It finally happened, and we're so excited for them.
And the perfect setting was right there in Japan. Right? She was posting
not
photos
just
of...
in Japan. I'm sorry. Background nila Mount Fuji.
Oo, yun nga
As in,
eh.
like, seryoso.
Diba?
I have no idea.
Like they have that clear view of Mount Fuji outside their hotel window, and it was just gorgeous.
Insane.
Yeah.
At ang tapang ni Tam,
hindi siya yung ano, hindi
nandyan
siya
yung nanay niya.
Oh,
Ang tapang ni Tam.
no, I think they were just together for a day in Japan, and then afterwards, there it happened. If you'll see photos of their view of Mount Fuji,
Ibang
ang lapit
Ibang
Hindi
level.
siya yung tipong parang very, very far, tapos makikita mo lang yung outline, but this one was like really close.
To be fair.
It's amazing. And that was like the perfect setting for an engagement, a proposal.
Yeah.
So congratulations!
Of course. That'll be their whole show later, by the way. All right, so we got a lot on the deck because we have health matters later on where we're going to be talking about mental health. At napaka-importante ito, especially with what happened recently,
Very
especially
timely.
for the younger people.
That's right. So Dr. Joan Mae Perez-Rifarael will be joining us. She is an expert, and she will be helping making sure that people know that help is available for people struggling with mental health. And later on, we are going to be hanging out with Xyvia.
Yes.
So who is Xyvia? She is a gothic artist breaking fashion norms in the Philippines.
Yeah, when we mean gothic artist, I think it's safe to describe her na goth siya. Right?
Yes.
So that's interesting because I've never spoken to one. I'm not sure about
Thinking
yung
about it now.
sensibilities and creativity-wise, diba?
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to hear about that. Later on, we'll have something from Weather HQ also, wherein people are now using bamboo, or they've used it for a while. But right now, it's going to be used for a more resilient future and sustainable building practices. We're going to have Luis Felipe Lopez, General Manager of Base Bahay Foundation. I'm going to figure out that's Tagalog or English later on. But of course, we're going to have him later on to talk about it.
And we have music again for Day Mix today.
Yes, sir.
What a really good way to start the week. Destiny Palisoc, the man behind the hit song Kape, will be joining us later on. And kanina nagsa-sound check siya, and I was already enjoying.
Of course.
He sang his song, and I was like, oh my goodness, that is so cute.
Yeah, but we only have breakfast-themed songs here. Like, I think last week we had Pritong Itlog, or was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
now we have
Pritong
Kape.
Itlog, now Kape.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. Of course, we're also on social media. And how can they find us?
YouTube and Facebook. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Send us your messages and shout-outs as early as now. There are comment sections there that I always check. And also, we are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. And we are also on their Facebook page.
Now, yes, we don't mean to rush, but then we've got so much to talk about, and we want to talk to everyone, give them all the time possible. So, let's hit the road.
Let's check the situation in major thoroughfares at this hour, guys. Here is a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. Left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Pasay City. We're seeing light traffic on that area. Same situation on the opposite side. Right side of your screens are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. No problem yet as of this hour. Now, this time we are going to take a look at EDSA White Plains EDSA White Plains. Left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. We're seeing moderate traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Cubao. Everything green and go as of this hour. No problem just yet. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It is a Monday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 1 and 2 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And motorists can expect fuel prices to go up again this week. Local oil industry sources project an increase in the price of gasoline and kerosene by up to 80 centavos per liter and diesel by up to 1 peso and 40 centavos per liter. The Department of Energy says the price hike is expected due to prospects of new U.S. sanctions on Russian oil. And it's time to check out today's weather forecast with Paolo on Weather HQ. Take it away, Paolo.
Thank you so much, Anne. We are now tracking 4 weather systems today that are influencing conditions across the country. Let's start off first with the shear line. Now, the shear line continues to affect the extreme northern Luzon. Now, the second thing we're looking at is an LPA or low pressure area. This one was last located around 260 kilometers west of Zamboanga City, Dipolog City in Zamboanga del Norte. Now, this LPA is embedded along the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or the ITCZ. Now, all of this is impacting Palawan, the Visayas region, and Mindanao. And finally, we also have the easterlies that are affecting the rest of the country. Now, up north, we're going to start off with that because the shear line, or the boundary where the warm and cool winds meet, is bringing cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Batanes and the Babuyan group of islands. Now, in the Visayas and Mindanao, we mentioned that the LPA is there. So the LPA is expected to bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over western Visayas, Negros Island region, central Visayas, the Zamboanga Peninsula, and Barm. So majority of these areas here affected by the LPA that is embedded within the ITCZ. Now, in other parts of Mindanao, the ITCZ will bring partly cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Now, the rest of the country can expect generally fair weather, though, for most of the day. Skies will be partly cloudy, but localized thunderstorms may develop late in the afternoon or in the evening. Now, all of that is due to the easterlies, which you mentioned is coming in from this area of the country. Now, for our sea conditions, no gale warning is in effect as of the moment. However, over the seaboards of extreme northern Luzon, you can expect strong seas with wave heights of up to 3.7 meters. Now, fishing boats and small sea craft are advised to take precautionary measures against strong winds and rough waters that may pose risks to marine operations. Larger vessels should also take extra caution when navigating these areas. Now, for the rest of the country, seas will be generally calm to moderate, good enough for most sea travel. Still, make it a habit to check the latest weather updates before setting out to sea to ensure a safe and smooth trip. That is it for Weather HQ, and back to you.
Thank you, Pal. Now, our top stories this morning. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the DPWH to reduce the cost of overpriced materials for the following year.
I have directed the DPWH Secretary to bring down the cost of materials by as much as 50%, which will result in savings in the capital outlay, spending of at least 30 to 45 billion pesos.
Senator Sherwin Gatchalian says they still expect to cut the DPWH's budget by around 70 billion pesos in the coming budget hearing. This is in addition to the 270 billion pesos from projects marked as red flags. As per the president's order, all budget cuts from the DPWH will go to government programs to help the people, such as health, education, and food. The Senate Finance Committee hopes to finish budget hearings before November to give time for the technical working group before the plenary debate on November 11. Budget deliberations will resume today, and the DPWH is expected to present more details to explain these red flags that were spotted in their proposed budget. Earlier, DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon has said that he welcomes itong mga budget slashes, so saying that this money can be used for services that the people really need, desperately need. Meron na silang mga reforms na nasimulan to lower the cost of materials for their projects, and he is encouraging other government departments to follow suit.
Again, when you take a look at the money involved, so there's a 70 billion pesos in the upcoming budget hearing that is expected to be cut. This, again, we have to mention, in addition to to the already 270
70
billion from
that was already
projects
slashed.
marked as red flag. So
Yes.
that's a lot of money to be shifted around as well. And when we take a look at the direction it's taking, and of course, the suspicions again from certain departments that even the funds are not being well managed. I mean, like we've talked about the DOH already, and yung
Yes.
mga ghost projects nila for the super healthcare centers, and of course, even some of the debates that are happening around how money has been spent in terms of education. A lot of that has to also be put in consideration when it comes to all of this movement of the money from the DPWH, and it'll be interesting to see what will happen in the next few months as we go through it. All right, so moving on here, Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla plans a reorganization of his new office, ordering 99 officials to submit courtesy resignations. This comes 2 weeks after being appointed ombudsman by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. The 99 officials were appointed by former Ombudsman Samuel Martires. Remulla previously announced that over 2,000 employees of the Ombudsman's office who were hired during Martires' time must also reapply. Ombudsman Remulla also revealed that he was diagnosed with leukemia in 2023 after undergoing quintuple bypass heart surgery. He says he recovered after undergoing chemotherapy, total body radiation, and bone marrow transplant.
And we got good news for farmers and fisher folks as President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signs the full implementation of the Sagip-Saka Act. The act mandates LGUs to coordinate with accredited farmer and fisherfolk cooperatives to source products. This is in order to promote local production by giving small producers increased market access. There will also be new Sagip-Saka desks in all regions where farmers and fisherfolk can register. Agriculture and Food Chairperson Senator Kiko Pangilinan, the principal author of the Sagip-Saka Act, gave thanks, saying that hunger has no color, and he aims to fulfill his campaign promises to further improve the agricultural sector.
Now moving on to sports, Filipino golfer Miguel Tabuena defends home turf by coming out on top of the International Series Philippines at the Santa Elena Golf Club on Sunday. The home crowd favorite won the $2 million meet by 3 strokes. Tabuena came into the final day in a 3-way tie for the lead alongside Samson Zheng of China and Sarit Suwanarut of Thailand. The Filipino held off all challengers by posting 3 straight 7 under 65 to close out the competition. The win sees Tabuena pocket a cool $360,000 or roughly 20 million pesos in prize money, and brings the Filipino a step closer to the LIV Golf Tour.
Now in world news, U.S. President Donald Trump attended the opening ceremony of the 47th ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur Sunday. Trump presides a ceasefire agreement between Thailand and Cambodia after its territorial dispute earlier this year. Later this week, Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are set to meet on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. President Marcos so far attended 6 bilateral meetings with Cambodia, Canada, Thailand, European Union, Japan, and United Nations. This is in line with the government's intention to strengthen trading, investment, tourism, and agriculture exchanges.
Well, up next, and we have an update on the Louvre heist, right? So we have been following this for quite some time because the suspects in the Louvre heist were arrested just as one of them was about to fly out of the country from an airport in Paris. According to Le Parisien newspaper, which broke the story, 2 men in their 30s from the suburbs of the French capital were arrested on Saturday. They were known to the police, reports say. The Paris prosecutors did not officially reveal how many people were arrested, saying leaks could harm the investigation. An estimated $102 million worth of precious pieces were stolen from the Louvre Museum last week in what are some calling the heist of the century, and what I am unofficially calling the next big heist movie from Hollywood or somewhere.
There was actually a reel showing a reporter interviewing George Clooney and talking about this,
yes.
the Louvre heist.
I do the same thing.
And he was like, it was interesting. And he also confirmed that there is a new Oceans movie coming up.
Based on.
We'll see if it's based on this Louvre heist. But 2 men were arrested, and I was watching this report by a Parisian news outlet, and they said that there were actually 4 men involved in this
4
heist.
men?
Yeah, so 2 were arrested.
Kulang pa yan sa 11.
4 men involved in the heist. So 2 were arrested already, pero they were not yet able to recover the jewels that were stolen.
Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm
Parang
Googling.
mahirap na yata to recover
It is.
the stolen jewels.
I wouldn't be surprised. So, Ocean's 11 in French. I'm gonna let you say it because you're better at
Where?
French.
Can I see?
There, it's up top there.
L'inconnu de la Vegas.
Okay, so that is what we're expecting coming from the Louvre this time around. All right, so you know what? It was good that we ended on a bit of a light note there because napakabigat yung next topic natin.
Yes, pretty serious. But help is available, and that is the message health experts want to remind the public, especially for those struggling with their mental health. We are going to talk to Psychiatrist Dr. Joan Mae Perez-Rifarael on health matters. Doc Joan, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning, Miss
Hi.
Anne and Paolo. Nice to see you again, and thank you for having me.
Yes.
It's a
Always
beautiful day.
great. Always great to see you, Doc.
Now, Doc Joan, October is National Depression and Mental Health Awareness and Screening Month, so this conversation is very timely. Let's start with how do we more effectively remind people that help is available for those struggling with mental health?
Yeah, I agree, Miss Anne, that we always need to remind everyone that for anyone who may be struggling with any form of mental health condition or concern, help is always available. It's okay not to feel okay, and when we feel this way, it's okay to reach out, ask for help. It's never a sign of one's weakness or a weakness of character, Miss Anne, if we reach out, ask for help. In fact, it's the baliktad, no? It tells us that we are strong enough to know that at this point in our lives, we may temporarily need someone, need that help that we can get from our family, friends, loved ones, or from mental health professionals. Also, Ma'am Anne and Paolo, we need to remind everyone that to never lose hope. Sometimes talaga it can happen. No? All of us, we go through struggles, through challenges, diba? All of us naman can go through mga challenges, no? That may test us, may test our coping strategies, our resilience at some point. So it's okay. Reach out, ask for help. It's never hopeless, and help is always available, be it through talk therapy, psychotherapy, as we call it in clinics, and if necessary, really, to keep everyone safe, is medications are always available as well. So really, it's a whole of a person approach. No, we always look at it from a psychological, social, so the support systems available, and spiritual aspect as well. So yeah, it's okay to reach out. Again, this is temporary, and help is always available.
Doc, I'm really interested in the fact that you have emphasized the word temporarily multiple times in that statement. Bakit po yan importante for those really going through all of these mental health struggles, especially those who are contemplating self-harm or even going the extreme way, which is unfortunately suicide, that some have contemplated, and that there are still misconceptions are even today?
Correct. There are still misconceptions about suicide, and that's why I mentioned temporary, because evidence has showed that all of these mental health conditions, concerns, in fact, there is high recovery rates for all of this, and with help, with timely help, that is, recovery is always possible, and it's always a possibility. It's always there, na that ability for us to recover and move forward from our experiences, especially when help is given in a timely manner. So that's why it's important also for us, lalo na the loved ones who may be there, so family, friends, support system, to be mindful, to be very observant as well of mga subtle warning signs, because again, prevention is always better. So you mentioned lang, Paolo, na yung mga misconceptions. Yeah, kasi sometimes kasi misconceptions are still there about suicide or mental health conditions in general, which may refrain or stop an individual from seeking that timely help that we talked about. So one of these is that it's a sign of weakness of one's character. It's arte-arte lamang, papansin lamang. It's selfish. So I hope that we break the stigma surrounding all of these mga misconceptions about mental health conditions, mental health concerns, suicide, para individuals who need support will not feel na they will be belittled or they will be, di ba, parang they will be perceived negatively when they reach out to ask for help.
Doc Joan, you mentioned a while ago subtle warning signs. You often hear things like, they seemed fine or they never showed any signs. Pero ano ba itong mga subtle warning signs that we can watch out for para makita natin that someone is in crisis?
Yes, subtle, meaning changes in behavior which were not there before. Sometimes we may observe mga physical muna. For example, so it's always kasi siya, physical, cognitive, behavioral, emotional. So physical, like changes in sleeping patterns. An individual may sleep more or lack sleep, insomnia, difficulty sleeping, paputol-putol, interrupted sleep, or oversleeping. When it comes to appetite changes naman, parang there is weight loss, walang appetite to eat, or the baliktad, stress eating or overeating, or other physical symptoms, like for example, an individual may refuse to go to school or to attend work kasi they may feel of body aches and pains which were not there before, and which are not explainable by another medical condition. So for emotional symptoms naman, biglang nag-isolate, because they feel lonely, they may feel na parang irritable. So initially siguro previously they are medyo sociable, and now we observe them to be more quiet. They feel they want to isolate themselves, avoid interactions with people, or they may not enjoy the hobbies na previously they like doing, mga ganon. And cognitive, halimbawa for a student, biglang for a high performer na student, siguro you may notice na grades are dipping or performance has been slipping, so mga ganon. Or for yung mga sa workplace na they may have more absences, tardiness, so mga ganon. So mga changes in behavior which are medyo alarming kasi these are changes which were not observed before.
Well, Doc, just so all our viewers know and understand, we have been flashing here at the bottom of our screen different crisis hotlines that hopefully people could reach out to just in case there are anyone's with any mental health issues, suicide ideation, and so on and so forth. And hopefully we can reach out to people through all of this. And of course, Doc, going back to, this is such a heavy topic. And we're going to try and focus now on stories of recovery, and at the same time the tools that people can actually use to be able to deal with all of these problems, because they are real, they have real life effects. When we talk about mga good stories, or like when we talk about recovery, normally what do people do to get out of this funk, this situation, or however we could describe yung mental health issues na to?
Yeah, number one, support system talaga is very important. So what I've noticed in my practice na lang, Pao, is that talagang we need to strengthen that. Yung for an individual who is na in that situation to feel that they are never alone. So they are able to talk about it in a safe space where there is no judgment, no judgmental comments na wala yan, arte-arte mo lang yan, or ayaw mo lang kasing pumasok kasi tamad ka. Let us avoid any of these comments. No? So in fact, ang studies have shown that safe spaces, in fact, where people do not feel judged, do not feel discriminated against, these are very good na mga coping strategies or helpful na strategies for someone. So also talking about it, yung highlighting mga positive or healthy coping strategies of an individual is also very helpful. Remember again that at some point in our lives, we've been through mga difficulties, challenges. So highlight natin yon. What has been helpful? For example, self-care, meditation, journaling, ways of expressing. If we have no trusted na individuals to whom we can express our thoughts to, or emotions to, then journaling or any form of expression can also be very helpful. Talking about it talaga is expressing it na is very helpful. Para we don't just keep it in, and at the same time we are able to process our thoughts and emotions and know that we are never going through these emotions and thoughts on our own, kasi help is always available, and meron tayong support system always who are ready to help us. Like kung wala tayo, halimbawa for students na mag-isa sila in their dormitories, for example, know that you have your teachers, school guidance counselors, know your supports. So
Yes.
halimbawa, mentors, or sa office, mga HR, our supervisors, community, church. So we have. So always know that never feel hopeless, kasi there is always a solution.
Yes, Doc.
Yeah.
Na healthy coping strategies which we can always turn to during times of crisis.
Doc Joan, we're talking about getting professional help and providing support for these people. But what if someone is hesitant? They're saying, okay lang ako. I don't want to bother anyone. So, they don't want to ask for help. How do we gently hold space for someone like that? And what steps can we take so that, they will be open enough to reach out?
Yes, tama yon, Miss Anne. So, it's okay to, kasi we have our own, kasi na Ma'am Anne, way of processing our thoughts and emotions also. So, it may vary, and it's always a process from yung stage na we feel we are not ready yet to seek help or to ask for help towards that journey, towards accepting na support and help from others. So, it's okay. If we are the loved ones, if we are the source of support for them, let's give them that space muna, respect, give them that respect to that yung safe space nila, which they consider as their, yung keeping quiet about it, but always be there to reassure them na I'm here any time of the day, anywhere. I'm a text away. When you are ready, I'm always here to give you that help and support that you need. Or if hindi ako, let's find someone who can be there to give you that support, comfort, and help that you need, especially during times of emergencies. Kasi again, Ma'am Anne, Paolo, we always need to emphasize the safety is always the priority. So, emphasize lang natin na anytime I'm here, or if hindi ako, let's find someone na who can help you better.
Doc, we really appreciate all the messages you're sharing. Again, this is so timely, very, very timely, considering everything happening, especially on the online space, especially for the young people out there who are affected by what they are seeing online or what's being said to them. But of course, we want to end things on a more positive note here, simply because that's what we're trying to do here as well. And take it away.
Our show is called Beautiful Day, Doc. So what makes your day beautiful?
People like you. Kasi, di ba, this is a space ngayon. It's in fact a very nice platform, a safe space for us to talk about mental health in a safe space where there is no judgment. We can dispel mga stigma, misperceptions, misconceptions about seeking help. And this gives us clarity as well to talk about yung mga the reality of a person who may be going through some mental health conditions, and that's why it offers us that help, that positive na coping strategy, which is support and help that individuals who may be going through tough times need at this point.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joan Mae Perez-Rifarael, for joining us today. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Anne, and thank you, Paolo.
Thank you, Doc. I really appreciate
that
all of that.
conversation,
Yeah,
yes.
it's again very timely, very important, and I just want to re-emphasize again to all of our viewers who are undergoing a bit of mental health issue, or those who know of anyone going through mental health issues. We are flashing on the bottom of your screen crisis text hotlines. We also are showing different lines that you could call, and please do reach out to a mental health professional in case you are having any thoughts of self-harm or anything
Yes.
negative, because it is really important. We talked about openness on the show, and personally, I've seen mental health expert in the past when I was going through certain things, and it's very helpful, and it's just being open about it is just so important. And this is true for even guys, especially. I know a few players in the PBA who have seen therapists as well. They're like, screw machismo. It's more about being humble enough and realizing all of that.
Right. It's very important for you to open up, and it's also important for them to feel that they're not alone.
Yes.
Because I think that's what they feel most of the time, that they have no one. They have no one to talk to, no one to reach out to. But if you're watching right now, please remember that you are not alone.
Of course, and we're gonna lift up the show a bit more
Yes.
here, because we have such an interesting guest. Because coming up, Xyvia, a gothic artist, joins us on the Hangout to talk about how fashion as a form of self-expression knows no limits. Look at that, how beautiful she is. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Watching Beautiful Day. Now, even under the bright and sunny Philippine heat, our next guest rocks her own dark and mysterious style. Now, she's a gothic artist who's been inspiring young people online to stay true to themselves, no matter what others say or how warm it gets outside, because for her, goth isn't just a look, it is a statement. Let's welcome Xyvia right here on The Hangout. And it's a beautiful day, Xyvia. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, you look fantastic. This is my
you
first.
do.
This is my first ever interview with someone who is in the goth subculture. So
Yes.
help us find out how you discovered this part of you, because I here in the Philippines, at least, I'm not too familiar with a lot of people into this goth subculture.
So it started when I was 5 years old. Actually, I was a really girly girl back then, so I would play like dress-up games online. And one day, I just so happened to stumble across this one vampire dress-up game, and that's where it began. Actually, ever since then, I've been obsessed with it. I've been obsessed with vampires or anything dark and grotesque and scary. And over the years, like through YouTube and stuff like that, and through stuff that I'd watch, I would soon discover the term for that pala is goth. And back then, I thought na goth only meant yung aesthetic, yung style, pero hindi pala. Later on in life din, like in my teenage years when I was 16, I would soon discover that being goth was actually more about the music and the ideologies rather than the fashion and the aesthetics. So it was only when I was 17 that I started actually embodying being goth and following the lifestyle. And that's when I started dressing the part as well. That's when I started listening to the music, the whole thing.
Right.
And I didn't just do it because I wanted to, be that way, or just because people would find it interesting or something like that. I actually found it cool myself, and I found it interesting myself. So I delved deeper into it, and here I am now.
So everything started when you were 5 years old.
5 years old, yeah.
Wow. So can you describe, that moment when you looked in the mirror and then you were in full goth look and then you said to yourself, yep, this is me?
Oh, I think it started out first, like literally when I was just in my room, bored, out of my mind, and I decided to do makeup and I decided to dress up and I looked in the mirror. Said, you know what? I feel like myself in this. I feel like this is who I am and this is how I want to present. And so that day, I actually decided to go out for the first time looking like that, in spite of course, deep down being scared of what other people might say.
Yeah.
I just did it anyway, just because I felt good being that way. And surprisingly, I did get positive feedback from people when that happened.
Because it is a big jump, no? Because you said you started as a girly girl.
Yes.
And then now with this look,
I
that's
mean-
a big shift.
I mean, not just that. Let's be fair. It's hard not to notice. I mean,
That's true.
it's hard
Yeah,
not
yeah.
to notice. But at the same time, hindi ba masyadong mainit? Because it is really dark. You're
Especially the
wearing a leather
makeup.
jacket right now. Your
Yes.
makeup has to
The
be
makeup,
very
yeah.
heavy. There are so many weather considerations to consider here. Just how do you cope with all of that?
So, usually naman, I don't really dress this way, especially kung mainit talaga. I make sure to dress according to the weather. Pero there are some times na matigas ang ulo ko, so I like I don't like care na about the weather as long as I
Okay.
look cool, you know.
Oo, tis ganda.
Oh, yeah.
Ganda, yes, true.
I have a question. How long does it take for you to put that particular look on your face?
This one took me about an hour and 30 minutes, I guess.
An
Back then, it
hour
would
and
take
30
me-
minutes.
Yes. Is that long?
Well, you were
Yes.
you were up earlier than me. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, go ahead, Ann.
Do you feel more confident in your skin whenever you're dressed up in goth?
I do feel way more confident this way because instead of, instead of it feeling like a facade, because, the makeup and the
Yeah.
heavy dressing and everything, from an outsider's perspective, it would look like it's just a facade. It's me masking something. But instead of it being that way, I feel like instead it's bringing out something in me. It's bringing out who I truly am. And how I look is how I feel inside. So it does make me feel more confident.
You know, Xyvia, we're looking at all your photos. We're looking at your different pieces of content, and it looks. Yeah, I mean, like it looks scarily thrilling. I don't know what way to describe. I don't know what other way to describe it. But there is. I don't know if it's a misconception. Maybe it is a stereotype. But then when we think of goths, it's normally dark, aloof, a bit negative maybe sometimes when you take a look at their outlook. I mean, talking to you, it feels different though because you're
Glad. I'm very glad.
And you're very
aura,
pleasant,
Your aura
right?
isn't dark
Talking to
and
you right now.
yeah, black. I mean, what are the biggest misconceptions?
So, hold on. Let me take off my lashes. They're falling off right now.
Tatanggal pa ng lashes on air.
Okay.
Okay.
So, one of the biggest misconceptions is definitely that people think we're, dark and brooding and aloof. And one thing worth mentioning as well is that people, especially Filipino people, they think anyone dressed darkly or kind of scarily is evil automatically or demonic or antichrist or something like that. And it's really worth mentioning religion because Filipinos are very conservative, and I find that their conservatism is very deeply rooted in religion, right? And so they see anything different, anything that's basically like me, they see it as something that goes against the religion. But as far as I know, the Bible does not state anything about this being against it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's not like I'm disrespecting it as well, because there are many religious imagery incorporated into the goth aesthetic. We're talking about the aesthetic now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of religious imagery in it as well, and it's not meant to disrespect, it's meant to appreciate, actually. So that's a very big misconception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask because as a Gothic artist, you know, your style incorporates these religious symbols in creative
Yes.
ways. How do you react to, or how do you respond to people saying that it's quite controversial or disrespectful? And those symbols, what do they mean to you personally?
So for example, I don't have Christian imagery on me right now. I do have Egyptian. I have this, I don't know if you can see it, this symbol on my forehead. It's an
yes.
ankh.
Ankh, yeah.
And it symbolizes eternal life. So it really resonates with me, especially as somebody who has dealt with lots of mental health issues,
Right.
mainly depression and stuff like that. So this being used, this being on my face right now is basically something that empowers me, I guess. Because I don't know if it's like okay to mention, but back then I really struggled and I would have these negative thoughts, right? And this is basically like a screw you to those negative thoughts that I'd have back then.
I understand,
So
yeah.
that's one example of how I use certain imagery in my look to really bring out what I feel inside and how I think.
I want to now know, first of all, that's a wonderful story, especially finding ways to, you know, combat any mental health issues with the way you express yourself. I think that's a very important thing. But also, I'm actually really curious about the reaction you get, not just from people outside your own inner circle, but your family as well. Did you just go up to your family members in full makeup and just you know, treat it like a normal day? How was that all like?
Yeah, so that happened quite gradually. I didn't just do it like all of a sudden, you know. Growing up naman, my family knew that I was quite different and I liked dark things, scary things. So it didn't really come as a shocker to them when I finally expressed myself in this way. But I'm a very socially anxious person, so I'm scared of what other people would say. So I really tried my best talaga to be to work my way slowly in introducing them to this new look of mine. But they've actually they have some things to say here and there, but I guess they've gotten used to it, and they even allowed me to have my dream debut, gothic debut.
No.
So that was like the one event.
Okay.
That was the one big event in my life na I went all out talaga na goth talaga in front of my whole family.
What?
And
Oh, sorry. I have a
Yes?
question. I want to jump in.
Go on.
What were your 18? 18 what? Because like we have 18
Oh, 18 roses,
What did
18
you have?
candles.
18.
Yeah. 18 what?
I had 18 candles, of course. Candles are very gothic.
Yes.
Okay.
I also had 18 roses, but black roses.
Black rose, I knew it.
Yes. Yes. And I really wanted to have 18 bluebells, but well, it was out of budget.
But that is so cool. So you attend family occasions, family events dressed
Yes.
like that?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's so
Even
cool.
during
so
Christmas events.
Those are your parents, I think we have on screen right now.
Yeah.
And they are not in goth yet. Can you convince them one day to
I
join
think that's
you?
the closest they can get
a
to
goth.
looking
Tried,
goth.
actually.
You've tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
Wala pa. Okay, we're gonna wait for that, and kindly do send it over once it does happen. That will be so great. But when we talk about outside reactions, are there any reactions that stick to you in a good way, with the way that you expressed yourself, with the way that you have really showcased this particular style?
Yes, usually the most nice sa feeling na reactions that I get are from older people, from elderly people.
Oh,
Kasi,
really?
when you think about elderly people, usually sila ang mga pinaka-conservative, di ba?
Oo.
So, when when you hear nice things from them, especially about like how you look and then you're different, it feels nice. It really feels like, they're looking past everything they've grown up with, all the conservatism, all the conformism, all the conformity. I mean, it's like, you know, there are people pala that appreciate me kahit na, from different age groups. It's nice to feel that.
Okay.
And we appreciate you. We love hearing your
you.
story. We wish we had, more time to get to know you more.
Yeah.
Punta na lang tayong Cebu and then let's meet up with,
I want to buy her more of those portable fans kasi feeling ko kailangan niya eh. Pwede ba i-embed na sa suot niya?
No.
Kasi grabe.
Ano yan, for sure. Sweat-proof, waterproof makeup.
Oh yeah.
Right, girl?
Dapat.
Yes.
Yes.
All
But
right.
before we let you go, we ask this final question to our guests. Our show is called Beautiful Day, so what makes your day beautiful?
What makes my day beautiful? Oh, you're asking me.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, honestly, what makes my day beautiful are the people around me. Despite being a person that's very socially anxious, very scared of what people will say, I still try my best to see the good in people, to see the best in people. And when that is shown, when that is evident, it brings me so much joy and happiness. And when people see me for who I am, that's something that really makes my day beautiful.
That is such a beautiful answer. And she's saying that in her goth look.
I know. I mean, I was gonna say for some people this might be a disconnect, but it's so great that we're making the proper connections this time around. Thank you so much for joining us, Gothic artist
Thank you so
Xyvia.
much.
We showed her TikTok and the rest of her socials a while ago, so do give her a follow there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was so fun.
I love that conversation, and we have so much more in store for everyone. And when we return, we'll explore how bamboo, a local and renewable resource, is being reimagined as the future of sustainable and resilient construction in the Philippines.
Plus, our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
And welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, in a country often hit by typhoons and earthquakes, the need for resilient and sustainable housing has never been greater. Now, one local material is rising as a game changer, and that is bamboo. Now, at the Regional Bamboo Summit in Abra, experts highlighted its potential as a mainstream, eco-friendly, and affordable construction material. Leading this advocacy is Base Bahay Foundation, known for its cement bamboo frame technology. Now, it is a combination of Filipino craftsmanship and modern engineering that builds strong and sustainable homes. Now, joining us via Zoom to talk more about this green innovation is Luis Felipe Lopez, the General Manager of Base Bahay Foundation Incorporated. Good morning, Mr. Lopez, and welcome to Beautiful Day.
Good morning, and thank you for having me today here. It's a pleasure to share this time.
All right, so let's talk about the inspiration here of Base Bahay to explore and invest in bamboo as a mainstream construction material. We mentioned it a while ago, a cement bamboo frame technology. Just what is it all about, and what is the inspiration behind using bamboo?
Okay, so Base Bahay was established in 2014 here in the Philippines. It was an initiative on an European foundation called the Hilti Foundation, based in Liechtenstein, as a small country between Switzerland and Austria. And the main idea was to tackle two big problems that humanity has right now. One is the housing gap, so the housing deficit. In the Philippines, we are talking about 6.57 millions of deficit. And aside of that, the other problem that humanity is having right now is climate change. So construction industry right now is responsible of 38% of the carbon emissions every year. And this is because we are using too much concrete and too much steel. So using the materials, sustainable and local materials, we can reduce the impact of the construction in the climate change. So we want to tackle those two problems. That was the inspiration.
Well, you mentioned concrete and steel, but then right now we're also putting bamboo into the mix. When you compare the materials between bamboo, concrete, and steel, what can we glean? What can we use to make sure that the buildings that you do construct, especially the houses, actually are comparable in both strength and durability?
Yeah, so we used to have the wrong conception that bamboo is a weak material. This is because basically you can get it easily, but that's totally opposite. So bamboo is a very strong material, and compared with concrete, has same compression capacity as concrete, but 3 times lighter. And compared with the steel, has a very, very good performance. Also, it's like as better as the best wood that you can get from the forest, but with the difference that grows so fast. Only 3 years we need to wait until bamboo is ready for harvest and use in construction. So with this material, you can build houses that stand typhoons. Let me tell you, we have been built more than 1,500 homes in the Philippines during the last 10 years, and more than 600 have been impacted by typhoons with nothing to report. So we don't have any damage in houses impacted by typhoons. And instead, in terms of the earthquake, for example, this is a very light construction system. So earthquakes affect more the heavy constructions like concrete, and lighter constructions like bamboo or this cement bamboo frame technology performs much better. Our houses in Davao, we have 36 two-story houses in Davao that were impacted by the earthquake last week, and they are intact.
So in other words, we already have proof of concept when it comes to resilience to earthquakes. You mentioned a while ago about the resilience of bamboo, but one of your technologies here, at least basing it on the words, does combine the word cement and bamboo, focusing on cement bamboo frame technology. So what is that exactly, and what makes it unique?
Yeah, so even though I mentioned that cement and concrete is a problem with the carbon emissions, we have to recognize that the properties of these materials are very good. The problem is that we are using those materials in excess. So what we did is we combined the best of every material. In this case, we made the frame, as you can see in the video. The frame is made of bamboo, and we covered the house with flattened bamboo. It's called tat-tat in some of the regions here in the Philippines. And then we have a layer, a very thin skin of mortar cement. With this skin, we protect the house against the environment. The cement helps us to protect the house against the humidity and against all the external factors. With this simple trick, the technology is more durable. The houses can last. Actually, this is inspiring a technology from Latin America that where we have houses more than 100 years old. So the concept of temporary construction with bamboo is not anymore relevant.
You know, when we take a look at bamboo, we also have to look at least the perceived negatives when it comes to using this technology. So bamboo is also hit by pests. You talk about termites, you talk about other factors when it comes to rotting wood of certain trees. Now, when you take a look at that particular aspect of the material, is that still a concern given what you are doing to mix and match different materials to make this a more sustainable option?
Not anymore. Actually, we have invested a lot in research to develop the treatment methods to protect the bamboo against bok-bok and anay, the typical insects that eat bamboo in the Philippines. And with that, we can guarantee the durability and the protection of the bamboos. But, you know, every material has its strengths and weakness. For example, steel is nobody is questioning steel, is saying that steel is the poor man's material. But if you don't protect your steel with anti-corrosion and things, it will totally deteriorated and by corrosion in 1 year. So you need to, like in steel, you need to take measures. So you cannot use bamboo that is untreated. You need to use bamboo that is mature enough. So there is some technical aspects that you need to follow and procediments that you need to follow to get bamboo that is high quality for construction. We at BASE follow all those steps to guarantee the bamboo is strong enough, but also protected against insects.
So it is not just as if there's bamboo nearby, we're going to use that immediately and expect the same result as what you are doing with Base Bahay Incorporated. So right now, I'm sure a lot of people are now wondering when it comes to the cost. There's a lot of research that comes into it, a lot of treatment. There's a process, and in fact, there's a certain technology required to put up a house of your particular standards. Just how much more affordable is it compared to conventional materials, or is there an added premium cost because of the process?
That's the better part. Actually, it's cheaper than conventional materials. Our houses and direct costs, I mean, labor and materials, could be between 20 to 30% lower in cost. We're talking about a technology that only allows us to build 1 and 2 story houses, and we can compare this with 1 and 2 story houses made with CHB concrete hollow blocks, and the prices are lower. So we say that, or we can guarantee that the houses are cheaper, resist typhoons, and resist earthquakes. So the full package complete.
What would it take for this particular method to become more mainstream in the Philippines? Is there enough manufacturing capacity to actually cater to a wider range of clientele? And of course, could it be used for commercial buildings as well, compared to what we've seen so far in the footage, which is mostly residential?
Yeah, so 10 years ago, when we started Base Bahay, there was not treatment facilities, technical treatment facilities in the country. So we have a lot of problems to get material with the quality that we need for our pilot houses in Iloilo City at that time. 10 years later, we have helped others to set their treatment facilities with all the standards that we require for our houses. And right now, we have 9 treatment facilities across the country. So you can find treatment facilities in Quezon Isabela in the north. You can find treatment facilities in Polomoloc and Southern Cotabato and Davao. So all the country in Visayas. And these facilities has the capacity to produce bamboos to build 2,000 homes per year. So something incredible. These facilities also can support the local market. We saw because of thanks to these facilities, the new architects and engineers that are involved in bamboo construction now can get materials with the high quality standards that they are looking. So we see resorts popping up, new pavilions and projects that are amazing, and now they have the opportunity to get bamboos with the high quality that they need for their projects.
Sir Luis Felipe, we are at the end of our interview, but before we actually let you go, how can people reach out to Base Bahay Foundation? Because I'm sure there are a few people interested in the material and want to know more.
Yeah, you can reach us to our social media. We are in Instagram, we are in LinkedIn, we are in Facebook. You can contact us if you want to research. Let me just say something. We also have a laboratory in Manila. This is important because we run a technical laboratory in Makati. We work with 7 local universities and 19 international universities. We receive students from all around the world that came to the Philippines to learn how to develop these technologies and how to incorporate these technologies in their country. So basically, in the last 5 years, when we set the laboratory, we make base of Manila the hub for bamboo research in the world. We have students from Europe, from the US, from Latin America, from Africa coming to the Philippines to learn. So we are putting the direction for the world to incorporate bamboo in building codes. And please contact us if you want to research, but also to the mayors and the local organizations that you believe that this technology can help you to achieve your goals in housing. Please contact us. We are happy to collaborate with you.
And we're happy to hear from you here, Mr. Lopez. Thank you so much for joining us. He is the General Manager of Base Bahay Foundation Incorporated, Luis Felipe Lopez. Muchas gracias, señor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now that's it for Weather HQ at the moment, and back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now, is today going to be a lucky day for us or not? Let's go find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Eto po, ang araw-araw na inabangan ngayong araw ng simula ng linggo, Monday, October 27. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Maging aware sa mga red flags sa early stage ng kilig. Hindi lahat ng sweet ay sincere at totoo. White at 6. Ox naman tayo No to impulse buying muna tayo. Lalo na sa mga sale ngayong papalapit na ang undas. Yellow at 3. Tiger naman tayo, may boss na susubok ng pasensya mo. Keep calm at carry on lang tayo. Green at 1. Okay, rabbit naman tayo, hindi inaasahan pero may swerte sa second hand na mga binibenta mo. Silver at 9. Kay dragon naman tayo, may bigla ang gasto sa bahay, mag-ipon hanggang carry pa. Red at 5. Kay snake naman tayo, may lalapit na gustong humingi ng advice. Listen, wag mag-judge. Violet at 4. Ito na! Man, curve the horsey. Pagpahingahin ang mga binti, mga legs lalo na kung palaging naglalakad o nakatayo. Gold at 2. Kay sheep naman tayo, nakaka-inspire ka ng tao ngayong araw. Be careful lang sa mga sasabihing salita. White at 7. Year of the monkey ka ba? Hindi pa time para bumili ng mga luxury item mo. Huwag tayong gagaya sa mga nepo baby. Black at 1. Kay rooster naman tayo, maraming ginagawa. Checklist is the key para hindi ka ma-overwhelm. Blue at 6. Kay dog, may bigla ang selos na mararamdaman. Baka ito ang mga past trauma mo. Pink at 3. Last na tayo kay Year of the Pig Keep impressing yung mga boss mo. Dahil sa leadership skill mo, mag-promote ka. Green at 8. Paalala lang ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you, as always, Master Hans Kua. Now, up next, we'll have a rising OPM artist with us today to serenade us. Destiny Palisoc on Day Mix. After the break, Beautiful Day, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Beautiful Day. From running errands as a messenger to running shows as a rising OPM artist, Destiny Palisoc is composing his own success story one song at a time. But before we dive into his destiny, grab your coffee and get ready to vibe as he serenades us with a live performance of his hit single, Kape, right here on Day Mix.
Sa umaga nag-uunat ka muna, kinukusot mata't nagsasapin sa paa. Nang hinahanap ng iyong mga mata ay di ang kintab ng kanyang mukha, kundi ang amoy at lasa ng kapeng hindi maputla. Haluin na, gumising na, tayo'y magkape. Hindi kasing tamis ng pag-ibig mo. Tayo'y magkape. Kulay ng balat ng umaawit nito. Oo na, I know mahal mo mo siya, pero mas okay magkape kaysa umasa. At kung malamig ang paligid mo, katulad ng pagtingin niya sa'yo, o di naman kaya kung naiinip ka na, katulad ng paghihintay sa kanya, magkape na tayo. Nang magising kang wala namang kayo, tayo'y magkape. Nang di kasing tamis ng pag-ibig mo, tayo'y magkape. Kulay ng balat ng umaawit nito. Oo na, I know mahal mo siya, pero mas okay magkape kaysa umasa. Kung pag-asa mo'y bilang madilim, magkape ka na lang. Mas masarap kung maitim. Tayo'y magkape. Nang di kasing tamis niyang pag-ibig mo, tayo'y magkape. Kulay ng balat ng umaawit nito. Oo na, I know mahal mo siya, pero mas okay magkape kaysa umasa. Oh, merong kape, pero walang kayo. Huwag kang umasa.
Ladies and gentlemen, Destiny Palisoc. Wow, 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 wow,
Join
wow.
us, please! Ang sakit naman ng message nung kanta mo. May kape, pero hindi naman kayo. Huwag ka na umasa. But welcome to the show, Destiny.
Masakit pero masarap.
Oh my
Balita
gosh.
ko, Destiny, milyonaryo ka na daw. Kasi,
Yeah. Kaya yata ako na-invite dito sa...
Oo, kasi on the way ka na sa pagiging bilyonaryo.
yeah, that
diba?
song that you sang, your hit single Kape, has reached over 1 million streams on Spotify. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Ann.
So how does it feel to be not just a rising OPM star, but a super fast rising OPM star?
Super fast.
Oo.
Medyo, actually, medyo mabilis nga siya dun sa inaasahan namin. Pero, just the same, thanks be to God, first of all. At of course, dun sa aking music label na KDR Music House na nagpo-promote palagi nung aking mga songs. At syempre, sila yung nag-release. So, thankful na bigyan ako ng opportunity.
You know, we love it kasi, first of all, grabe yung vibes ng song. And nasaktan ako, sa totoo lang, listening to it over and over again. Pero alam mo, I think that's what works eh.
That's true.
Nung nagawa mo yung song na to, did you feel na grabe, people can relate to it? Ano mga mensahe mo na nakakuha mo when it comes to how this song impacted people?
Actually, nung ginagawa ko yung song, gusto ko lang naman gawa ng kanta yung comfort drink ko. Sabi ko, paborito ko itong inumin. Comfort drink ko to eh. Ba't di ko gawa ng kanta? So, doon lang. Tapos, later on, nakaka-receive na ako ng mga compliment na, oy, yung kanta mo, kahit sino pwedeng makarelate dahil kape, kahit bata, matanda, and wala rin siyang time frame, walang season. Parang every time pwede tayo magkape. Gabi, umaga, madaling araw.
Tama yan.
Diba? Lalo na mga Filipinos, di ba? Mga coffee lovers tayo.
That's true.
Minsan
At
nga nasa
saka-
kanin eh.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nung bata ako, ginagawa ko yun.
Kaya pala.
Mas okay yung black coffee talaga, di ba?
Yeah.
Sabi mo, mas
Healthy
okay
pati yan,
maitim,
yeah.
di ba?
Oo.
Right.
Kaaway natin yung mga naglalate o mag-Spanish latte. Ganun.
Pero alam, baka mamaya may viewers
Oo,
tayo.
sorry
Gusto
na,
pala
guys.
nila latte. But aside from the song, Kape, you also released yung latest single mo, yung teleserye, last October 17
Yes,
lang.
po.
So congrats again. Which even made it to Spotify's new Music
Yes.
Friday. Wow! Can you tell us more about this song?
Yung song na yan, ginawa ko naman yan para doon sa mga nakikita kong nanliligaw na mga kakilala ko na masyadong maraming pangako.
Paolo!
Grabe, wait lang. Okay. Okay, yung mga songs mo in general ha, grabe yung mga feelings, grabe yung mga hugot. Saan yan nangagaling?
Yeah.
Kasi apart from that, mahal mo kasi. Ibang yung mga emotion compared to kape.
Yeah, yung kape, parang dilulo pa siya doon. Meron siyang gusto. Meron siyang gusto, pero wala naman pala silang commitment.
Wow,
So, ang
yes.
payo ko, magkape na lang tayo. Yung next single, mahal mo kasi, sila na, tapos worst na yung situation, ayaw niya pa rin umalis dahil mahal niya kasi.
Grabe. So,
And then the next single was teleserye. Wag kasi masyadong maraming pangako. Dapat mga reality lang.
Oo. Dapat talaga, bago ka magpangako, magpakita ka muna ng action. Action first, bago promises, di ba?
real life experiences ba to?
Oo nga.
Ano lang sa mga nakikita ko. Parang ganun yata talaga yung mga songwriter kung ano yung na-observe nila.
Ganun ba? Alam ko kasi parang you speak from your own experience.
Kala ko, write what
hindi
you
ba?
know.
Nire-reserve ko yung mga song ko na galing sa sarili kong experience para pang mga pangmalakasang release, parang ganun.
Oh, pagmalakas ang release. Oh, pagka i-release mo na yung song na about your own love life,
Yeah.
guest ka ulit dito. Tas
Hopefully,
kantahin mo
opo,
dito.
sana may invite ulit. Sana bilyonaryo na ako.
Bilyonaryo
Oo,
na.
hindi na
Oo.
bilyonaryo. But kanina we mentioned na messenger ka before. You worked as a
Yeah.
staff member sa law firm, right? Tapos pinagsasabay mo yung
Yeah, po.
trabaho mo and then music.
Yeah.
So paano nagsimula yun? And also paano ka nag-decide na, you know what, magta-transition ako, music na lang ako magfo-focus?
Oh, way back 2015, messenger ako until 2019. So, 5 years yon.
Wow.
Pero 2018, 2019, 1 year pinagsasabay ko yung empleyado ako sa umaga.
Oh.
Sa gabi, musikero ako pa. So, para ako si Magdalena.
Oh.
Empleyado sa umaga, gig sa gabi. Ganti Magdalena. Napagod na yung katawan lupa ko. So, sabi ko, baka hindi naman ako magtagal nito masyado pag laging ganito. So, nagpaalam na ako dun sa boss ko. At si
Okay.
Attorney Joseph, yan, kung nanonood man po. Salamat kasi sabi niya, sige, nakikita ko naman na mas gusto mo yan kaysa sa amin. Pero anytime na gusto mo ulit bumalik, katok ka lang, sabi niya. Ganun.
Okay. Magpa-perform ka na sa mga events ng law firm na yun.
Siguro hindi na
tsaka mga
messenger.
ngaroling.
Oh, mga
Mga ngaroling.
Yeah.
Christmas na. Alright, so nagsimula ka bilang independent artist now under label KDR Music. Paano yan nagsimula in terms of yung relationship mo with yung label na yan and of course yung transition na yan from independent to being under a label?
Actually, nagkakilala kami nung director ng KDR Music House, si Direk Arnold Sanchez. Pandemic days, no? Nakita kami sa isang live stream app. Tapos doon kami nagkakilala. But since then, hindi pa naman nila agad ako kinuha. Ayoko rin naman mangulit na porket magkakilala kami na, Direk, pasok mo naman ako dyan. Ayoko. So, naghintay rin ako. At syempre, nanalangin na sana mapansin ako na itong gustong-gusto ko eh. And then, dumating yung panahon na, oh, Des, gusto mo ba? Yan, ganyan. Ay, sige po, wala nang patumpik-tumpik. Go na agad. Anong kontrata gagawin natin? Kahit ano po.
Ang ganda ng success story mo, no? From starting as a messenger, tapos pinagsasabay mo lang yung music and yung day job mo, tapos naging independent artist ka. So, ngayon, meron ka ng KDR Music House collaboration,
Pero
di ba?
Ann, can I just say, nakakatawa na sabi niya yung kontrata niya kahit ano, parang hindi siya nag-law firm dati. No?
Pero parang tinanggap mo na lang
Oo.
di ba? All these opportunities. Kasi sayang naman, I mean, it's right there. So you just embrace it, di ba? So ano yung mga parang life lessons na natutunan mo in this journey mo, very successful journey?
When it comes to music, sa mga aspiring na kagaya ko, huwag kayong mainip. Kasi bawat bagay may panahon.
Okay.
So, kumbaga, tuloy lang. Kung meron man kayong pangarap, pwede nyo naman hilingin yon. And then, may tamang time para doon. Ibibigay naman sa inyo yun. Kung para sa'yo, sa'yo yun. Ganun lang naman para sa akin.
So, in other words, yung para sa'yo, at least, yung music mo, naging destiny mo
Destiny.
talaga. Oo. Parang Destiny's Child, no? yung music mo ngayon, ano masasabi mo? How would you describe it? Kasi grabe, yung feelings, napaka-classic. Actually, naalala ko, it feels like I could sing it with my high school barkada.
Yeah, parang nga
At
siyang
sobrang
90s,
saya,
yung mga usong
diba?
90s acoustic
So,
before.
saan yan nangagaling?
Yung bansag nga nila sa akin, sabi nila kung gumawa daw ako ng kanta is relatable.
Oo.
Yung mga lyrics. So, ganun lang naman yung lagi kong gustong magawa. Yung kanta, makatawid dun sa nakikinig na makaka-relate siya. Na walang masyadong maraming mga sugar coating sa words. just simplify lang, pero maitatawid yung story doon sa mga nakikinig. Ganun lang gusto ko lagi magawang kanta.
Destiny, saan nila mapapakinggan yung mga kanta mo? Saan nila mapapanood gigs mo?
Ayan, sa mga may Spotify or Apple Music o ano man po yung gamit ninyo or kung medyo tinatamad kayo, Google nyo na lang.
Pwede rin.
Yeah, Destiny Palisoc, yan sa Spotify. 3 pa lang yung kanta ko dyan. Ayan, sana ma-stream nyo yan.
Dadami pa yan.
Oh, hopefully,
Yes.
maging billion yung stream.
Yes.
Para lagi na tayo dito sa Bilyonaryo Channel.
Tama. Ito yung mga potential billionaires eh. Kaya tayo nandito rin.
Correct, that's
Oo.
right.
Okay.
And perfect na i-manifest mo yan sa show na to.
Mhm.
But before we let you go, Destiny, ang final question namin is our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Oh, I have 2 answers. Pinagandaan ko to.
Okay,
Oh!
go.
Unahin ko yung informal answer, coffee.
Coffee. Okay.
Siyempre, di ba? Formal answer, siyempre yung the mere fact na maimulat mo yung mata mo at makakita ka ng liwanag. So, that makes my day beautiful.
Best answers.
Thank you for sharing your story and your soul with us today. Destiny Palisoc, we are excited to see where your journey takes you next and can't wait to celebrate more of your success in the future. Thank you, Destiny.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat,
Maraming
Destiny.
salamat.
Alright, from billionaire to billionario yan. Yan yung manifestation natin
Teka lang, I
para
love
kay
meron siyang
Destiny.
informal answer.
Pinaghandaan niya.
First time natin on the show.
Essay writing contest to in the future. Alright, so we're gonna have to count down the days of Christmas and we have around how many days? Pa-zoom out yun, 59 days.
59
Till
days,
Christmas.
guys.
Beautiful days. And that's a wrap on our show this Monday, October 27. Thank you so much for joining us. Ako po si Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful day!